going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Friday, November 24th, 2023. Before we get into it, though, if you like this content, make sure you drop a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $19 best bet and my NHL breakaway, make sure you head to Pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. I also have something new and exciting coming up here at Pick Dawgz very soon. If you're a big bettor looking to hit the books hard on the ice, you're going to want to check out my all-access Power Play Pass. And I will be honest, this service is not for everybody. This is for those bettors that are dropping $1,000 or more per game on the NHL, and for the people that want that elevated top-tier advantage to get a man up on your book. Now, this package will feature for the first time the rating of my plays as well as late info plays that I bet throughout the day, based on goalie news, goalie announcements, injuries, etc. Now, if this is not your cup of tea, that is 100% totally fine. We will still be cooking up premium winners daily at Pick Dawgz Premium, and we are still going to cover every game, every day right here at the Wraparound. But if you want more information, make sure to text PUCK to 775-636-7674, and we'll get you hooked up. Anyways, NHL action on Friday. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the Detroit Red Wings. And, the Boston Bruins continue to plug away and be one of the best teams in the NHL. And while, the Detroit Red Wings at one point were showing some signs of maybe turning, the team around and pointing this team in the right direction, well, then they go ahead and start struggling again. Ville Husso was tending to the birth of his child in recent weeks. It looks like he will be back for this game. But it doesn't change the fact that, the Boston Bruins have had the upper hand in this matchup for the most part. Now, Detroit did get a win over Boston 5-4 when these two teams met back on November 4th. But the home team has won 6 straight in this matchup. And we all know Boston and what they do on their home ice. That's where they do their best work. I don't see Detroit doing enough to keep themselves in this one. They've split their last, they've gone 4-6 in their last 10 games. But again, I think the Boston Bruins are just too much in this one. Going to go with the Boston Bruins on the puck line here. Next, we head to the Wells Fargo Center, where the Philadelphia Flyers take on the New York Rangers. And the Flyers had their win streak snapped last time out against the New York Islanders. But, that loss for me was to be a bit expected. I did have the I had the Flyers in that game, and the Islanders came out and busted them up and snapped their lengthy losing streak. But Philly, they've had issues against the New York Islanders for some time. Haven't really been able to get over the hump against the Islanders. But what's going to be any different here against the New York Rangers? The New York Rangers right now one of the best road teams in the NHL. And head-to-head against the Flyers, they've won 4 straight meetings in this matchup, 7 of the last 8, and each of the last 4 meetings in Philadelphia. The road team is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. We're getting a great price on the New York Rangers here. Give me the Rangers on the money line at -140. Next, we head to the United Center, where the Chicago Blackhawks take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, I'm always weary to back the Toronto Maple Leafs because this team is always capable of putting up a clunker when you least expect it, or maybe when you do expect it and they just don't show up. And they've won 3 of their last 4 games by 1 goal and 5 of their last 6 games by 1 goal. So maybe you think the Chicago Blackhawks could sneak in the back door here, huh? Well, not so fast. The Chicago Blackhawks, they've won back-to-back meetings with Toronto. They've been doing it in big underdog style. But I think that the Maple Leafs come out with for some blood here. They're scoring pretty well right now. They just put 4 past Minnesota. They put 5 in back-to-back home games against the Canucks and the Flames. And this Blackhawks defense is now bottom 5 in the NHL in goals allowed per game. You add in the fact that Taylor Hall's now done for the season, that takes away a big chunk of Chicago's potential this season. He was brought in to be one of the veteran leaders of this team, and you lose him. Granted, again, they haven't had him for a while, but now that's a big loss. Now that we know that it's for the season, and I don't see any way that Chicago keeps this one close. I think Toronto wins this one 5-2. I'm going to go with the Toronto Maple Leafs on the puck line in this one. Up next, we head to the Enterprise Center, where the St. Louis Blues take on the Nashville Predators. And, you look on the surface and you see 2 teams playing some solid hockey right now, and you think, okay, well, this is going to be a good matchup. The coin flip price makes sense. I would say not so fast. The Nashville Predators, they've won 3 games in a row, and they've looked pretty good doing it. They put up 4 goals in each of those games. They beat the Calgary Flames. They beat the Colorado Avalanche as well. But the problem is that all 3 of those wins came at home where the Preds have played their better hockey this season. Now they go out on the road as a 2-6 road team this season to take on a Blues team that's won 5 of 7 and 7 of their last 10 games, and a team at 6-2. The Blues are at home this season when the home team has won each of the last 4 meetings as well. St. Louis has also won 5 of the last 7 meetings head to head against the Predators. I think we're getting a great spot to take the Blues at a coin flip price. Give me the St. Louis Blues on the money line in this one. Up next, we head to the Prudential Center where the New Jersey Devils take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And, the Columbus Blue Jackets finally snapping that lengthy losing streak with a blowout win over the Chicago Blackhawks last time out. Am I quick to jump on the gun again here with them? Not so much, but you look at the New Jersey Devils, they've lost 5 of 6 in 6 of their last 8 games. But what's even more alarming for me is that the New Jersey Devils continue to be big home favorites, but yet they're 0-8 on the puck line on home soil this season, just 4-13 to the puck line overall this year. I can't get on board with that. The Columbus Blue Jackets, sure, they've lost the last 3 meetings convincingly against the New Jersey Devils, but even then, the New Jersey Devils like I said, I can't get on board with them here. Even during the losing streak, a lot of the games that the Columbus Blue Jackets were playing were 1-goal games, and I think that they can keep this one close here. I'm going to take a shot here on Columbus plus 1.5. I think you got a 4-3 game brewing here. Next, we head to the Capital One Arena where the Washington Capitals take on the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers, they got the new coach. They fired Jay Woodcroft and they brought in their new head coach. And that's all well and good, but they got the new coach rub. They won 3 games in a row to snap that losing streak. But since then, they've gone back out on the road and lost 3 games in a row. They've given up 17 goals in those 3 games. Getting back to playing Edmonton hockey, the Edmonton hockey we've become used to seeing over the course of this season so far. And I don't know why we're laying juice with the Edmonton Oilers on the road. Sure, you've got Connor McDavid, you got Leon Draisaitl, but are they going to keep the pucks out of the net? No. The Washington Capitals, they've won 5 straight, 8 of their last 10. They're scoring goals, and they're starting to show people this is what this Washington Capitals team was supposed to be last season had they not gotten so many injuries and had so many man games lost because of injury. I think the Capitals, they're a live dog here. I don't even think they should be underdogs in this one. Give me the Capitals at plus money in this one. Next, we head to the Honda Center where the Anaheim Ducks host the Los Angeles Kings. And, the Anaheim Ducks, they just can't have nice things. I mean, they had the nice winning streak, a couple of weeks ago. And now, they come into this game against a division rival. They've lost 4 games in a row. They've scored 7 goals combined in those 4 games, around 1.7 goals per game. And now you got to take on a Los Angeles Kings team that's 8-0 on the road this season, 6-2 on the puck line. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, even though I doubted the Los Angeles Kings early on, you cannot argue with results. Until they give me a reason not to, I'm going to keep riding the Los Angeles Kings on the road. I'm going to do this one on the puck line, head to head with the Ducks. They've won the last 6 meetings. 5 of those 6 wins have come by 2 or more goals. And the Kings have also won their last 4 trips into Anaheim. Give me the Kings minus 1.5 in this one. Next, we head to the SAP Center where the San Jose Sharks host the Montreal Canadiens. And this does feel like one of the more winnable spots for the San Jose Sharks if there is going to be such a thing. I mean, this team has won 3 of their last 4 home games. And this is where, like I said, they've done all their damage this season. They're 3-6-1 at home, 0-9 on the road. But it's still the San Jose Sharks. I mean, if we're being 100% honest. I mean, Montreal, they've won 2 of the last 3 meetings between these 2 teams. Granted, they only play twice a year. But right now, I just feel like Montreal is still the better team. They're only, if you combine the overtime and regulation losses, Montreal is still just 8-11 this season. Not completely terrible given the slumps that they've been in at times. And right now, I just trust the goaltending duo of Sam Montembeault, Jake Allen, and Caden Primo. Maybe not Caden Primo, but Sam Montembeault and Jake Allen a lot more than I do Mackenzie Blackwood and Capo Kakkonen. And I think that this is a back-to-back for the Sharks. I believe they play the Vancouver Canucks on Saturday. So whichever one you see here, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, that just means we're delaying the inevitable for tomorrow. So I'm going to go with the Montreal Canadiens in this one. To me, take it from a Leafs fan. If I'm back in Montreal with any sort of consistency, it just means that there's really no other way for me to go in this one. So give me Montreal on the money line in this one. Next, we're heading to the Key Bank Center where the Buffalo Sabres take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I've gone back and forth on this one because these are two teams that I've definitely made a fair share by simply fading at times this season. But that being said, the Buffalo Sabres, I think, are just in a bit of a tougher spot. You know, they've looked really disheveled since Tage Thompson was out of the lineup. They've lost 6 of their last 9 games. And right now, the Buffalo Sabres are kind of just looking to figure out which way is up. And I really don't like this. Now that I'm really watching a lot of their games, I don't like this combination of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, Eric Comrie, or Devin Levy in goal for Buffalo. Um, the Pittsburgh Penguins are still playing some solid hockey right now. They've won a bunch of their recent games. They've pitched a few shutouts in those games as well. And head to head, Pittsburgh's won the last 3 meetings between these two teams, including the 4-0 win in Pittsburgh back on November 11th. I just think that like I said, the Pittsburgh Penguins, I feel they're the better team in this one. So I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Penguins at the coin flip price right here. Up next, we head to the Canadian Tire Center where the Ottawa Senators take on the New York Islanders. And the New York Islanders finally snapping that losing streak a couple games ago, and now they've pinned together back-to-back wins. But I don't know how eager I am to jump back on board with them just yet. It doesn't change the fact they've still lost 7 of their last 9 games, and they have given up their fair share of goals. Last time out, they got a win over a Philadelphia Flyers team they flat out owned in the past, but now they take on an Ottawa Senators team that's starting to find themselves again. They played their best hockey on home ice as it is, and they've won each of the last 3 games of this homestand. And I just, like I said, the plus money with the Islanders is tempting when you're getting a top tier goaltending duo of either Ilya Sorokin or Semyon Varlamov, but I think the Senators are just playing the better hockey right now, and I need to see a little bit more from the Islanders before I really sort of start to put my money on them long term. So give me the Ottawa Senators on the money line at home in this one. Up next, we're going to the PNC Arena where the Carolina Hurricanes play host to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And this is an interesting matchup because you have two teams with some questionable goaltending situations right now. Obviously, if you've watched the wraparound, you know my thoughts on Tampa Bay's situation of Matt Tompkins and Jonas Johansson as the Lightning are counting down the days until Andre Vasilevsky comes back, and it looks to be within the next week or two. So they're just waiting for that. On the other side, the Carolina Hurricanes dealing with the blood clot issue for Frederik Andersen, but they still have a solid tandem of Peter Kochetkov and Antti Ranta. So, I've gone back and forth on it, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a bit of a surprising angle, at least for me, the way I've capped these teams for much of the season. I'm going to take the under 6.5. You look at the head-to-head between these two teams. Each of the last 3 meetings have gone under the total. Each of the last 4 meetings have seen 6 goals or less, and they've all at least seen one team get shut out. So maybe if you're looking to maybe get a bit of extra value or take a shot on some nice plus money, whatever team you think this is going to win this game, go to the other side and place a bet on under 0.5 team goals or under 1.5. You get some nice plus money, especially with these two teams going at it. But I think either way you're looking at it, I think it's going to be a bit of a battle here. I'm looking for the under 6.5 to cash in this one. Up next, we head to the Amerant Bank Arena where the Florida Panthers host the Winnipeg Jets. And, this is a solid matchup. Two teams that are playing some solid hockey right now. Winnipeg's won 4 straight and 7 of 8. The Florida Panthers, winners of 7 of their last 9. Two teams that definitely, like I said, turned it around, especially the Florida Panthers after a bit of a slow start to the season. But you look at the head-to-head between these two teams, Winnipeg's actually won the last 3 head-to-head between the two, and the over has been a cash cow between these two as well. The over head-to-head 20 has hit in 20 of the last 30 meetings, 20, 6, and 4 pushes. And I think you just got to keep riding it until it stops paying off, even though you've got some solid goaltending in this matchup. I think the offense rules the day here. I'm going to go with the over 6.5, and I'm also going to lean towards the Jets at plus money. Like I said, I think this actually should be closer to a coin flip. I know Florida's played their best hockey at home, so that's why I think that this line's a little bit inflated. Give me the plus money with the Jets as well as the over 6.5 here. Next, we head to the American Airlines Center where the Dallas Stars take on the Calgary Flames. And, I get why the line is, a little bit tempting to maybe take Calgary. They've started to pick up some wins here and there. They've won 3 of their last 5 games. But I'm still just not there with the Calgary Flames. I know some people that know me and know the wraparound and the history with me and the Flames in the comment section are going to say, well, I'm just blindly fading the Flames. But I just, like I said, I just can't get there with Calgary. They're just still too inconsistent for my liking. Even though they haven't been the best at home, the Dallas Stars are still one of the better teams in all the NHL. They're 5-3-1 at home. They still have my pick to win the Vezina and Jake Ottinger, and even Scott Wedgwood has been a serviceable backup. And like I said, I'm not, I'm not about burning my money with the Calgary Flames, no pun intended. So give me the Dallas Stars here. I might use it as just a parlay piece. You could also take them in regulation, but minus 170 kind of on the fringe of where I'll play a money line. So give me the Dallas Stars in this one. And now we head to the XL Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild host the Colorado Avalanche. And I don't know where this line is coming from. I mean, yes, sure, the Minnesota Wild are potentially due to, break out and, bounce back. I mean, they've lost their last 5 and 8 of their last 10. But, I mean, you also got to consider the fact that this is a Minnesota team that, a lot of people were expecting to be better than they have been up to this point in the year. I mean, Minnesota 5-8-4 to start this season, not where they want to be, and even at home 3-5 if you combine the regulation and overtime results. Like I said, just not a spot where I want to be in. The defense has been an issue for Minnesota. To the point where they're 30th in the NHL and giving up 4 goals per game. But even in the spots where the defense and the goaltending holds up and does its job, the other times, the offense isn't doing its job, and sometimes it's both. Sometimes the goaltending is terrible and the offense sucks. So it's just hard to really get behind the Minnesota Wild here, especially when you got such a good team on the other side in the Colorado Avalanche. A Colorado Avalanche team that's just, like I said, they hit a bit of a bumpy patch, but more often than not, they're dominating the Minnesota Wild head to head. So give me the Colorado Avalanche at the cheap price, minus 134. And our final game on Friday's card takes us to Climate Pledge Arena, where the Seattle Kraken host the Vancouver Canucks, and it is a rematch from a game that we just saw not that long ago. It finished 4-3 in favor of the Seattle Kraken back on November 18th, so actually almost a week ago. And the Seattle Kraken managed to get the win there, and they've been able to string some wins together here and there, but I still haven't felt all that good about their consistency. They're still splitting their last 8 games. And this is a Kraken team that is still below 500 at home this season, 4-5-1, going up against a Vancouver team that is still one of the hottest in the NHL, despite splitting their last 8 games as well and dropping 3 of their last 4. But I'm still, like I said, I still like where this Vancouver team is headed. I'm probably going to look to play them tomorrow as well against the Los Angeles Kings. I'm praying that we get Thatcher Demko in that start tomorrow. I don't mind Casey DeSmith starting here because the Canucks have been pretty good in DeSmith's road starts. So I'm leaning towards the Canucks here at the coin flip price, but I really like the over 6.5 in this game as well. Head to head between these two teams, the over 7-0-1 in the last 8, 7-0-2 in the 9 all-time meetings between these two teams. And these two teams also, you look at their individual marks as of late. You've got the Canucks 7-1 to the 7-1-1 to the over in their last 9 overall. Seattle 5-0 to the over in their last 5, 8-1-1 to the over in their last 10. You got the Vancouver Canucks, who are the hottest offense in the NHL, putting up 4 goals per game. Two teams have combined for 24 overs in 41 games combined this season. Yeah, give me the over 6.5 with a lean towards the Canucks at the coin flip price to round it out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Friday, November 24th, 2023. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, make sure you have notifications turned on to get the newest, most up-to-date content here at Pick Dawgz. And a reminder, if you're looking for my best bets, check out Pickdawgz Premium. And if you're looking for more information on my all-access Power Play Pass and to find out if it's right for you, make sure to text 775-636-7674. Text PUCK to 775-636-7674. And also make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good